Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today, I would like to talk about in the year of 2024, the global market of the electric vehicles, the EVs, how the development will go within the year of 2024. So, the Two of Pentacles in the previous position means that um, this technology is trying to balance in between two very important areas in the industry. I intuitively think it is about, um, it can be about the hybrid version, which is not totally electric, but also using the gasoline technology. So that can be one of the cases. And the second is um, probably they're trying to balance out the situation that is very delicate. Um, I believe that there are limitations that they cannot go too far with the technology because there are limitations. So they have to juggle between two choices and to be very safe about it. It is delicate. It is delicate. It's not as as safe as we all hope that to be. Because Two of Pentacles, behind this person, we see the fluctuating ocean waves behind that. And there are ships on top of it. Ships means transportation, transporting goods, transporting people. I think they're trying to put more of this EV technology to buses and you know trucks, even trucks. So they're trying to do it, but uh, is not very stable yet. There are problems that they have to deal with. Problems about the weather, problems about um, can be related to humidity too. Right now, the Judgment card, it actually means, it can mean several things. The first one is the revival of some things. Can this be the revival of the um, gasoline vehicles because of the change in the environment and also the change in the oil production? Can be part of the reason. Uh, uh, well, we can look at the numbers of gasoline operated vehicles. Are they going to be higher or lower? Well, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know. But it's possible that there will be an uptick of the older technologies, maybe hybrid or maybe something that is not that new to the public. So because judgment often it can mean revival of something. Judgment can also mean literally judgment from the public. People scrutinizing whether EV is an effective way to transport people and to actually operate under severe weather conditions, so and so. So, you know, the market is adjusting itself upon these kind of um, judgment, opinions, advice. So Four of Pentacles on top of judgment means it means to solidify and also stabilize. This can mean more than one thing. The first thing is I intuitively think it is about people not wanting to change because they found good reasons to not adapt to this EV thing. Um, they want to be safe. Well, let's face it, we all want to be safe with vehicles. We don't want any troubles about vehicles. We want them to be as reliable as possible. So I can think about the scenarios where the electric vehicles they might pose some kind of threat or some kind of instability throughout this year. So that will spark judgments among users and also you know, advice for evaluation of the technology itself. So at the same time, when the judgment is coming up, people will have second thoughts about having an EV in their home. So they want to be safe. So Fall of Pentacles is about safety and security and financial prosperity. They are the paramount of everything among everything. So probably maybe it's about the global situation that is preventing people from trying new things and adopting the new technology on a household level. Probably that will be the case. So because of the global situation, people want to be safe, and especially for their money spent, they want to be guaranteed with a certain level of traditional safety. The Six of Cups on top of the spread means something from the past, being nostalgic, being giving. So in this case, the first thing I can think about is the EV sector. They're trying to implement something that is related to the past technology. They might even walk back a little bit to reevaluate the situation and see if they can actually put in elements from the past to the current situation, because they see the value from the past technologies, and they probably did not focus on implementing those technologies into their current technologies, but they see the value of it, so they will try to actually blend them in a better way. This is the first thought. And the second thought is the EV market actually it is impacted by some kind of collective sentiments, or even some kind of nostalgic emotions. Could that be something from the past that actually reminds people of older cars that they actually like? It's possible. It's possible. And on the other scenario is Six of Cups means giving assistance. So in this case, I can think about is government assistance, government subsidies, also giving promotions, giving discounts for users can be quite prominent this year because they want to boost the sales. Temperance at the bottom of this card means reaching a compromise in order to reach a higher goal. So in this case, I highly believe that they are trying to blend two elements that are not actually very aligned with each other, two different elements into one thing. Hopefully, it will be a better thing. Will that be liquid nitrogen or the other form of fuel? It's possible. I believe that they're trying to blend things into one thing that is better. So I see it as very experimental. This is still a very experimental year for the EVs. But there are compromises. So I don't think the technology is totally stable yet, because they are still trying to tweak it again. So I think people have to take into consideration about this, because even though you feel like, okay, I got an EV right now, but definitely a lot of changes will come forward in the coming future. So I think some of the older standard will be obsolete because uh, I'm not talking about gasoline vehicles. I'm talking about the early EVs. They can become obsolete somehow because I feel like they will have some problems in adopting the new standard somehow. I think it is very important to make sure that the technologies are actually backward compatible with older EVs because if not, some older EVs they're gonna lose the values rapidly because they will be like having all kinds of problems like the chargers are no longer compatible. You know, I think the voltage can be a prominent thing somehow. They have to figure it out, having fast charge for new vehicles and then how to be backwardly compatible with let's say the first generation like the Nissan Leaf or the Mitsubishi IMF. Yeah, so I feel like they have to deal with the backward compatibility. They better deal with it because um, I feel like they are already trying to blend something new into the technology, and it can be kind of overwhelming on a technological sense somehow, especially when we are still talking about charging station, and they're trying to figure out, okay, are we gonna uh, blend in some kind of new feel um, into the EV, some kind of things like that. So infrastructure has to cope with the situation also. So I believe that the compromise has to be made among gas stations and putting in the EV charging station to the traditional gas station, things like that. A lot of compromises need to be made, but it's not going to be easy because of the fall of Pentacle's energy. The older establishments, the higher ups, they just want to keep things the same. They don't want to put too much effort into the whole thing because they want to be safe, especially for the economic environment they are dealing with right now. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? Six of Pentacles in the upcoming future. It is about giving, it is about generosity. So I feel like the sellers of the EV vehicles, the makers, the manufacturers, they're gonna give more discounts to the people. Probably people who are, less economically affluent, they will take the advantage of the lowered prices and also the discounts that they can get from the sellers or even the government subsidized. Yeah, those people they will try to get the EVs. And somehow I believe that the EV makers they also need some help from the government. Yeah, they will try to seek for some kind of reimbursement or the support to do it to produce more cars that are EVs. Um, yeah, so Eight of Pentacles means working towards a goal. I think the market itself it is like 80% stable, but there are 20% is still kind of uncertain and not very stable, and they're trying to even push forward for more stability. But it is still a work in progress, so it's not gonna complete with it this year. It there is a I'm not sure whether it is a long road ahead or it's just a road ahead. Right now it's like 80% completed. The chariot after the Eight of Pentacles means um, there is an emphasis in long journeys about the capability of these cars to actually be driven in ultra mega long journeys and under really severe road conditions and weather conditions. So I think those will be one of the focus of the EV market, and people will be highly scrutinized towards this idea and will try their best to test them out and to prove that whether it is viable, whether it is reliable or not. But I do believe that is a good thing because, um, for people to do such a review for EVs, that means that they sort of have the support to do it, or they must have some good reasons to actually put in the money and effort to actually put these reviews out there. So I believe that there is hope, but they will keep being scrutinized in this year. Um, and for somehow I feel like the hybrid market will actually do better or maybe more stable somehow than the pure EV. Nine of Cups means wish coming true. Sometimes it can mean overindulgence. Um, but Nine of Cups can also directly mean the gas in general, the liquid. Is it possible that the oil production will impact the development? Yes, definitely. I believe so. Um, so Five of Wands at the end of the spread. So I can say this is a conflicting time for the EV market, especially for this year, because a lot of ideas they are coming together and trying to figure out which way to go. And um, this is not the final destination of this technology. It's not stable yet. If it is stable, it's not going to be Five of Wands. Five of Wands is some problems have to be resolved. And people gonna argue with each other whether this is a good technology or it is not. Is it permanently viable? Is it good for the environment? All kinds of conflicts. It will come up this year, um, and the older establishments will uh, intensely confront about implementing having an EV, those kind of stuff. So um, and I do believe that is not very stable because if the performance is stable, the Five of Wands, it's not gonna happen at the end of the spread. If it is at the end of the spread, it means major conflicts, major conflicts. Um, so, but at the same time, it's also about people feeling passionate about the matter. I think people who are there will be a very polarized situation where some people who find it really good, while the other group will find it really not that good. So I believe that there will be polarized ideas. So because of the polarized ideas in the market throughout the world about the EVs, so I strongly believe that the EV makers they are trying to find a compromised way, so that in order to neutralize the conflict among the customers, right? So they're trying to put out solutions, probably more hybrid oriented. Even if it's not hybrid, there are some traditional elements they definitely gonna put into the element of the EVs, and they will try their best to make it align with people's memories. Probably they will put out ads promoting promoting them in an in an old-fashioned way, like how our parents drove us to work. I mean, drove us to school. How a reliable vehicle helps us to grow as a person. Blah blah blah. But they will try to put that into the EV ads, so to arouse the collective nostalgic feelings about the cars in general. But is it gonna really work well? I'm not sure, because I do believe that there are circumstances that actually urge the people and the customers to actually consider, you know, better options, or maybe a compromised option like the hybrid. So yeah, I do believe that there is a lot of there is a vitality in this market, definitely, no doubts, but also a lot of conflicts. And definitely this year is not the stabilized or destination for EV. It is still work in progress. It's going to be filled with scrutiny and you know but it is a process of being Five of Wands is about the process of brainstorming. So I do believe that it is a good thing, but it takes time to actually manifest the stability that we are hoping for. So thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I appreciate your time and patience. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.